Oh, hey, yes. This is a back to school must have. Hey guys, what is up? What's going on? It's your girl Ashley and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is kind of like a scaled back, natural back to school makeup look because I got an overwhelming amount of requests to do more of a natural back to school makeup look in my last video. So your wish is my command. I am so stoked about this video because I did try to keep it fairly affordable. I did everything on a budget. So everything in this video is gonna be under $35 total, face, eyes, lips, the whole shebang. If you guys are all about it, don't forget to press that subscribe button and also don't forget to click that bell so that you guys are notified anytime I upload a new video, which is 3 times a week, every single week. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Okay guys, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump straight into it. I have 8 items in front of me that I picked up from the store, or items that I just had in my collection. Now I will say it was extremely difficult for me to pick out products while still having a budget in mind, simply because drugstore products are pretty expensive. Like in the drugstore, there's things ranging from like $9 and up. Sometimes foundations cost as much as like $20, which I think is still mind-blowing to me. So I did really dissect each item and I picked out items that you would absolutely need to create a full face while still keeping in mind that we want the products to last throughout the day. So first and foremost, I will say that the only thing I skimped out on is primer. If you guys absolutely feel like you need a primer, definitely add it within your budget. But for the $35 and under price point that I wanted to stick with, it just wasn't feasible. So here we go. We're gonna jump straight into it. I'm gonna actually zoom you guys in just so that way you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, the foundation I picked up is this one. This is by Wet n Wild. This is the Photo Focus Foundation. You guys know how I feel about this foundation. I really love it. I think the price point is amazing. It retails for $6, which is a score to me. Now, one thing I wanted to keep in mind when picking out a foundation is that I didn't want to pick something that was like a BB cream or anything like that, because if I'm going to put anything on my face, I want coverage. So if you guys like more of a natural look, then this may not be your jam. I love it because it is medium coverage and you can also build it all the way up to full coverage. So I'm going to give her a little bit of a shake. One thing about this foundation is when you take it out, it does come with a spatula. So you can easily just pop it on your face like that. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put some on the very back of my hand and I'm going to build it up with a damp sponge. The sponge I'm using is by Morphe. It retails for like $7 at Ulta. And what I'm doing is I'm taking my sponge and I'm dipping it on the back of my hand, and I'm going to start in the very center of my face and I'm going to work my way outwards. The reason I'm starting in the center of my face is because I want the majority of the product to sit in the center and I want it to lightly gradient and buff towards the perimeter of my face, simply because I don't want anyone to be able to see exactly where my foundation stops. That's when we start seeing, like, you know, that horrid foundation line. So we're not about that. We're not going for that. So we are starting in the very center of the face. As you guys can see, this foundation builds up very nicely on the skin. It's definitely not a mattifying foundation, but it's not dewy either. I can't get down with matte foundations. I do know why they are extremely necessary, because those of you guys who have oily skin, you need more of a mattifying foundation, but I like more of kind of like a satin finish where it gives me a little bit of luminosity, but like not too much. So as you guys can see, I was able to work this foundation up to a decent coverage, a coverage that I'm happy with. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the same foundation and I'm going to build it up a little bit underneath the eyes to act as concealer. One of the main reasons being I didn't consider concealer in the budget, just because I felt like you can kind of double up on your foundation. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm also going to take the foundation on my eyelids to act as my eyelid primer. All right, we have a base. We're looking mighty ghostly, but you know what? It always looks like that. We're going to make her come to life towards the end. So don't be alarmed. I'm going to set down my foundation with a powder. Now, I always recommend setting down your creams, your liquids, whatever the case may be, with a powder. I am going to use this one by Rimmel. This is the Stay Matte powder. Retails for like $4, super duper inexpensive in the drugstore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Morphe sponge and I'm going to kind of roll her in the powder, and I'm going to use this to set directly underneath my eye. So I'm going to look up and I'm going to press the powder. Now, one of the reasons I really like to set underneath my eye with a sponge versus a brush is because I feel like it kind of melts the powder into the skin, giving it more of a skin-like appearance, which I am all about. I'm also going to take this powder and I'm going to use it to set my entire face. I am doing it the same way, just by pressing the powder onto the skin with my damp sponge. So now that my face is nice and powdered, I'm gonna move on to brows. Now I will say brows is probably the hardest product to find within a budget, just because a lot of my favorite top drugstore brow products are like $8.99 and up. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you are on a budget or trying to stick within a budget, $8.99 is a lot. Like that would have put me like well over the cost of my foundation, which was like $7. So the brow product that, whoa, did y'all see that? I have my extension just flying. Anyways, the brow product that I chose in this video is a pencil brow product. Like a pencil isn't going to get you a spoolie. It isn't going to get you a retractable pencil. It's like legit a pencil, and this one is by Rimmel. This is the Born This Way fiber pencil in the shade medium. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to start underlining my brow, but before I do that, I am going to take a spoolie that I have in my collection, and I'm going to kind of comb out a lot of this foundation and powder that I just have sitting on my brow. So I'm going to give her a good comb, just so that way all of my eyebrow hairs are going in the same direction, which is going to make it a lot easier for me to fill and shade in my brows. Like I said, I am going to take this pencil and I'm going to lightly underline my brow, kind of shaping her out before I go in and fill her in. So I'm going to do the same exact thing towards the very top of the brow, like so, and I'm just going to kind of fill her in a little bit. And I'm also going to put a little bit more pressure as I get right here to the tail of my brow, because this is an area that I like to be a little bit more defined. I'm also going to take this pencil and just lightly fill it in, and once I have like the general shape down for my brow, I'm going to go back into that spoolie and I'm going to kind of brush it out. This is going to create more of a natural and softer look for the brows. Now that I have like this general shape, I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Wet n Wild foundation, and I'm going to put it on a flat surface, and I'm going to use my MAC 242 brush to lightly shape out my brow, just so that way I have a cleaner, crisper edge. And as you can see, I'm starting a little bit further down, just so that way I could lightly feather the concealer underneath the brow without applying too much. Like, do you guys see how big of a difference brows make? Like, this brow is completely filled in versus like this brow. She looks hurt. She looks like she needs some love. Like, let's be real. I know a lot of you guys who are either in like middle school or high school, you guys probably have amazing looking brows, like super full and just like not sparse. So keep them that way. Don't start plucking your eyebrows, because you'll end up looking like a shaved bird like me. Brows are finally done. I'm now going to move on and I'm going to set them down in place. I'm going to use this product right here, which is from the e.l.f. Active line. It has a clear brow gel on one end, and then it also has a mascara on the other end, retailing for $6, which I think is really, really good, because you have to think you're getting two products here. So I love, love, love the brow gel. It's something I use on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to kind of comb through my eyebrow hairs just to ensure that they stay in place and they don't go everywhere. If you have curly eyebrows, this is going to be a game changer for you. You guys requested for me to do more of a natural back to school makeup look, so that's exactly what I am going to do. I'm going to use this eyeshadow palette right here. It does retail for $6.99. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Rosé in the Eyeshadow palette. You guys know I gravitate towards warm tone, so that's why I chose this palette, but you can do whatever it is that you want. We have some lighter shades right over here. You can create more of a natural look, or you can kind of amp things up with these deeper shades right here. So the very first shade I am going to take is this shimmery champagne color. I think she is stunning. I think she is beautiful. I'm going to pop her on the very inner part of my lid to kind of draw forth light. I think that this is a super quick way to add a little bit of glitz and glam to the look without having to go in and cut the crease or do anything too crazy. I'm going to switch brushes to a more kind of like tapered blending brush, and I'm just going to continue to pack her on. Now this is just adding slight shimmer. It's nothing too dramatic. We are definitely going for more of a natural look. I'm taking her a little bit closer right into this area, and one of the main reasons you can't really see her is because I don't have anything else going on my lid. It's just a nice wash of sheen. The next shade I'm going to use in the palette is this one right here, which is a really beautiful warm tone brown shade. I'm going to take it on a Morphe M441, and I'm going to kind of rock her right here towards the outer corner, and I'm not going to go in with too much of this shadow. Sometimes I will get extremely heavy-handed and things will just get very dramatic very quick, but we just want a wash of color right here towards the outer V, and we are going to kind of blend her in to that shimmer we placed on the lid in the beginning. Okay, so after you are finished blending, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. It's very, very subtle. It's like a wash of color all over the lid, and it took me all of like 3 seconds. I'm gonna take that same warm tone brown shade on a flat definer brush by Sigma, and I'm gonna kind of rock her right here on the very outer corner and drag her in just a little bit, nothing too crazy. With a Morphe M507, I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of that brown shade, and I'm gonna kind of buff her out right here towards the outer corner. So for the most part, shadow on the eyes, it's done. Like, it was literally that simple. What I'm gonna do to kind of enhance the eyes and make them pop and stand out a little bit more is I'm gonna go in with a nude liner. I feel like this is like a must. It's an essential, at least for me. Whenever I'm feeling super duper tired and I want to look wide awake, I will go in with a nude liner in my waterline. So I'm gonna be using this one. This one stays put. It doesn't go anywhere, and it's like my all-time fave. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Honey. Who's tired? Not me. Now, if you're feeling fancy, you can definitely go in with the dark brown in the palette on an angled brush right here, and you can kind of push her right here towards the base of the lash. This is going to create the illusion of thicker, fuller lashes because we're not going to be applying any false lashes in this look. And I know it's crazy to even say out loud, Ashley is not applying falsies. So I am taking a deeper brown, and I'm kind of running her right here alongside this edge, just right here towards the outer corner. And with a pencil brush, I'm gonna kind of just buff out the line, so that way it's not as harsh. I'm now gonna go ahead and apply mascara. I'm gonna go back into the e.l.f. Active Mascara Duo, and I'm gonna take the sweat resistant mascara side, and I'm gonna go ahead and coat my lashes. What I think is really, really good is that this is sweat resistant, so it's not gonna smudge, it's not gonna budge. So if you do have like PE, or you're going outside, or you're walking from like class to class, you don't have to worry about your mascara getting everywhere, which is a good thing.
My dog said PE.
Physical education.
Like, who the fuck? PE. Gym.
Gym.
Wow.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking the mascara and I'm running it from the base of my lash. And one thing you can do to create the illusion of like fuller lashes is you can kind of just brush them in the opposite direction. So you can brush them this way and then take them this way, and it's going to create more of a fuller lash effect. I did get some mascara up here on my eyeshadow, but it's completely okay. A trick that I like to do is I like to wait for the mascara to completely dry, and then I'll go in with a spoolie like this and scrape it off later. So this right here is pretty much the eye makeup look. So simple, so easy, and it's very, very fresh and kind of just like, wow, like your makeup looks really, really good, but still on the natural side, which I know is something that a lot of you guys wanted out of this video. So now that the eyes are done, I'm gonna work on the rest of the face. So I'm gonna zoom you guys out so we can kind of continue on. I always recommend adding some kind of warmth back into the skin after applying foundation, concealers, and powders. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be using this little duo right here by e.l.f. This retails for like $3, which I think is a really, really good deal. So it comes with a bronzer and also a blush. This is in the shade St. Lucia, at least that's how I think you say it. I'm going to go in with my Morphe M527 brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of that bronzer, tap off, and I'm going to add, you know, some warmth back into the skin, so that way all my friends think I've been laying on the beach, I got a little bit of sun, and instantly you can just see how much better that looks. Like, you don't look flat, you don't look like one-dimensional. It looks like you actually have something going on. So after bronzing up the skin, I want to add a little bit of blush to my cheeks. So I'm going to take this shade right here, right next to the bronzer, and I'm just going to kind of dust her onto my cheeks. Now, I personally did not pick up an actual highlighter, which I know it's a sin, like forgive me, but I saw that within the Rosé in the Air palette by Wet n Wild, we had a little bit more of like a shimmery champagne color. So I figured I could probably use her to kind of double up as a highlighter, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do in this case. I'm gonna take a little bit of that highlight, and I'm gonna pop her right here on the tip of my nose to highlight a little bit on my Cupid's bow. And I'm also gonna take her right here on my cheek. So last but certainly not least, I will be finishing off with the lips. I did pick up this dollar lipstick by Wet n Wild. This one is in the shade Java, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this all over to give my lips a little bit of color. And after lipstick, you guys, this is the final and completed look. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I can definitely say I am so incredibly obsessed with this look. I feel like if you're a mom on the go, if you're in school, or if you want to put on makeup and make it appear as though you tried a little bit harder than you did, then this is a look. Like, it's a look, but it's the look, you know what I mean? So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and if you guys want to see any more back to school makeup looks, or even if it's like a beginner series kind of thing, let me know in the comments down below. I definitely want your feedback. And with that, guys, I don't have much else to say except subscribe if you guys haven't already. Turn on your post notifications by clicking that bell, because I upload 3 new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 a.m. and you guys don't want to miss out on that. I love you so much, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces. Oh my god, you guys made it to the very end of the video. That must mean you really like me. Or you guys probably just want to see some other videos from me. So be sure to press these videos right here, click either one, and also subscribe by clicking the subscribe button right above my shoulder. I'm actually trying to get this particular video to 4,000 likes. Like, can we get it there? Like, give it a big thumbs up if you guys like it and you guys want to see more videos like it. And until next time, I got a blast. Goodbye.